The time has come. A long road of qualifiers and majors has led us here, just outside of the Windy City, to Ultimate Ninja's Naperville, the site of the first ever UNX Championship. Hey everyone, I'm Evan Dollard, and with me, Grant McCartney, the Island Ninja. The top athletes in the men's and women's division have arrived here to put it all on the line for our first championship. And the story on the women's side this entire season has been youth versus experience. And no matchup exemplifies that more than young Kylie Hughes versus our veteran, Jessie Lebrecq.
Kylie Hughes, at only 13 years old, wins our first major. Now in Major 2, getting 9th, and then our third major, not even qualifying, has had a rough go as of recently, but she's here for the championship. Now on the other side of the story, Jessie Lebrecq goes out early in Major 1, gets second place in 2, and actually gets first in Major 3. I'm excited to see how they both play out in this championship.
Absolutely, and of course you cannot sleep on Barclay Stock, who has been consistent this entire season.
Yes, she's a veteran. She's got the skills and the moves to do what she needs to out in the course. I'm excited to see how her course run goes.
And in the men's division, a clash of titans returns. Drew Drechsel versus Daniel Gill.
Yes, they've been first and second in many competitions. We love seeing the battle over the seasons. To see them here in the championships, it's gonna get hot.
But the entire men's field is stacked. Any one of these competitors could take the top spot.
Yes, Kyle Sodermann and Michael Torres. They've got some crazy moves in the tank. Who knows what they're gonna bust out here in this championship?
Well, we are ready to get started. But first, for more on our elite contenders, let's go down to the third member of our team, Marley Caden.
You guys said it, age has been a continuous storyline throughout this UNX season. But today, the men's and women's fields couldn't be more different. For our men, the average age today is 29. For our women, there are only 2 competitors over the age of 16. Throughout this season, the teens have been snapping at the heels of our veteran ninjas. But today's course is the toughest we've seen yet. Will it favor our teen ladies and their youth, or our veterans and their experience?
Thanks, Marley. As we take a look at the competition format, the top 8 men and 8 women have accrued enough points to make it here to the UNX Championship. They'll be scored on their furthest, fastest time through the course. All scores are the time of the athlete's last obstacle completed, and each athlete will get 2 runs, and only their best will count. The women are ready to begin their hunt for the title. But first, let's look at the course that will determine the first ever UNX champion. 8 obstacles with a max time of 4.5 minutes. And the make or break obstacle in the women's division is this last one, the cane catch. This obstacle is split into 2, and the women must make it through both cane catches to complete this course.
The key to this one is when you drop, you don't stop. You got to grab as it hits the ring. It's going to fall because it's preloaded. It's going to want to jerk the cane right out of your hands, but you got to hold tight.
And here we go. The first athlete to take the starting platform here at the UNX Championships, Jordan Carr.
Jordan Carr is only 13 years old, coming out of Easton, Connecticut. She's worked really hard throughout these major series. I'm excited to see this run. If you look closely at her necklace, she's wearing a carabiner. Now that shows that she has a climbing background, or at least that she enjoys wearing the memorabilia. But I think it's something we're gonna see in just a moment here as she does her climbing, that it's not that she just likes to wear it. She's got a skill set she's ready to prove she's got.
Well, she certainly has a skill set, easily making her way through Lachey Lane and on to Bound Around.
It's always tough, we say it every time, to be the first runner, especially the first runner of the day. She's seeing this course for the first time. It is equal in the way that everyone is secluded from view. They're not getting to see her beta, and the way she's doing this, the way she's static and reaching across there, shows that her climbing background is stay close to the wall, leaning her upper body in, very balancing control to turn around and jump off those really small edges.
Jordan taking a look now at Rope Jungle.
The key to those ropes is making sure you stay in a straight line, not getting your swing sideways. Did a great job there. As she's squaring up here for the sea of poles, this is a tough obstacle, and I think your best approach is to always aim high. That gives you time in case you do lose friction to slide, but stop yourself. Notice her good start here, way up high. Using a butterfly approach, pinching her legs inwards on the bar. The more feet you can get on there to grip, the better. Notice that she's got that backswing. She needs to spread those legs apart so she can swing farther back. Wow. The way she grips with her feet, though, that's really going to be smart moving forward. Great hip flexibility. Able to use the traction on the bottom of those shoes. Wow. She's actually making light work of the sea of poles. This is not an easy obstacle. And she's through it. Our first runner of the day is charging through these obstacles. This is actually really impressive. Now, this is not our true rest spot. I would call it an active rest. She's kind of got to perch herself in between these two areas, leaning onto the truss. You can shake out your grip, sure, maybe catch your breath, but you're still active in the way that you're pinning yourself in there.
Nice job getting her hips up, even grab, and a quick transition to that next board and a clean dismount.
Wow, that was very efficient.
And now Jordan Carr is taking a look at the cane catch. Now this is a two-part obstacle. The first cane, she needs to make that grab, hook it in, and then there's a ring halfway through. Oh, but she slips on that first move.
For a second there, I thought our first runner of the day was going to be our first clear of the day. Unbelievable, great run out of Jordan Carr.
Yeah, as you said, so tough to be the first competitor up, but she absolutely crushed it. Fantastic job.
Once you drop, you do not stop here on the cane lane. She hooks it in, but then it drops down and just pulls her right off of that cane. As soon as that drop happens, you have to anticipate it right here and then stay holding tight. She straightened out her arms, putting all the strength into her forearms, which is not enough muscle groups, causing it to peel right out. That course run is not something to be upset about, though, especially as our first competitor of the day.
And up next, Rachel Brown.
Rachel Brown, 16 years old. Now I can remember back to her qualifying runs before, where down in Ninja Quest in Atlanta, she had some really awesome runs down there, doing stuff that we couldn't see any of the other competitors doing. Thinking maybe she was going to link that there, but instead taking some extra swings. Now, normally on a lâché, no big deal, take an extra swing, but there's so many in a row here in this lâché lane. It can tax your grip and eat up the time, but you know, you also want to make the lâché. It's your first run here in the finals. You don't want to get too crazy.
Yeah, each of these athletes gets 2 runs through this course. That part of the strategy could be you take your time, make sure you get your hands on each one of the obstacles the first time through, and then the second one you go for broke. But in this sport, as we know, anything can happen.
Yeah, we might see people come out here, go for broke both times in a row. We got a good mix here going in Rachel's run. That was a really fluid movement through the bound around. Actually, like kind of hitting her feet and just jumping right away on the 180 turn. Pretty confident there. Now, in rope jungle, it's very important that you stay straight. You can see right there, swinging a little bit to the side. Now it's making that distance a little harder to get to. Plus, you want to grab low on that longer rope. Now she's got herself in a situation. She's kind of swinging to the side. You can go anywhere past the gray mats. It counts as a landing. But now she's got to use up a lot of energy right there.
She did. Ate up a little bit of time on the clock and some grip strength, but makes it through that obstacle. We got 2 mats down there for the athletes leading into the sea of poles. One is a little bit damp, the other one is dry, to make sure they have ample stickiness on the bottom of their shoes.
Yeah, it's super crucial. If I had any pro tips for this obstacle, it is that use anything other than your hands as much as you can. Of course, you're going to have to use your grip, but if you can save anything by pinching your legs, either in a butterfly or in using your legs opposite of your grip by leaning back, here she's going with the butterfly technique, that's great. Anything you can do to save your grip.
Little bit of a squeak there, but those 4 points of contact really helped her maintain the traction on that pole.
Yes, you can hear her feet squeak like a basketball court because she's using them so well. She's actually pushing one leg. Oh, no. Huge push off the wall there for bound around. Made that obstacle look easy. Looks like she reached out and didn't get a good grab with one hand on the transition to add the other. It just peeled out from her hand. Right there, though, she stepped out. Didn't have enough by the time she got her second hand on, so it just peeled off.
Well, still a smile on her face. She was hoping to get a little bit further, but she will get one more run at this course. Making her way to the platform, little elbow bump to a young fan. It's 13-year-old Kylie Hughes.
And what a breakout Kylie Hughes had in our first major. Won the whole thing at 13 years old. Now, she's not traveling far, coming in from Libertyville.
First time that Kylie has been on a UNX course since Major 2. She attempted to qualify for Major 3, but due to a transportation error, she couldn't make that flight and unfortunately was not able to earn points in that major, but still enough to make this championship. Little correction there.
Nice fix, Kylie. Yeah, oddly enough, just a flight delay, not allowing her to compete, not qualify for Major 3. She's definitely bummed about that, but looking great out there on the course.
Taking a look, wondering about what lead leg to use here. Little bit of a stumble, and her hip banged up against the wall, her whole body, and knocks down the mat, and that's the DQ.
Yeah, it's only held on by one magnet at the top. And Lachey Lane here did a great job. Didn't link the obstacle, but still using very few amount of swings. Looked great. And this is all it took here on bound around. Started out strong, great push there. And then as soon as she didn't commit, now it slips to her hip, and you can't really push. She tries to throw a quick leg, slips, hits her hip again, and that's all it takes. You got to keep it feet on the walls, not the hips.
Barclay Stock is up next, and her success this season in UNX is no surprise, given her work ethic and approach to the sport.
I'm a little bit too calculated when it comes to some obstacles, but you can tell the difference. Like, if I'm uncomfortable, you can tell, especially if I'm on my hands. I'm usually really comfortable and dynamic. I'm very powerful, and so I really love technical things, and I really love really tough to hold on to type of obstacles where it requires a lot of grip strength.
Barclay Stock is a powerhouse. At 25 years old, coming out of Houston, Texas. You can see she's got that tape on her shoulder. She's actually dealing with 3 tears in her shoulder. Also having a problem with her bicep right now, but that does not stop her from coming out here and competing in the championship. She's put in a lot of work to get here.
Taking a little bit of time, some extra swings to build up that momentum on the Lachey Lane. Makes it through easily, and Barclay is one of those athletes that just has so much upper body strength that might not come back to haunt her in the latter half of this course.
Yeah. Now, as a smaller athlete, this will be a little bit further reach here. She's taking her time. Now, she's going to have 2 runs at this course, so you can take a slower approach on your first go if you want to feel it out. She makes the hop. Great job. Again, same motion here, same ledges to land on. She could turn her feet outwards so that she gets more foot placement on the ledge, but she's kind of choosing to go on her toe there.
A lot of weight on the ring, yeah, and it took her all the way back.
Yeah. Oh,
and
twice.
Another swing.
Yikes. All right, Barclay, find it. Your hands are allowed, so she can sit down. Barclay is a rock climber, so she does know how to use her body in motion, turn with flexibility here. Her background is in gymnastics.
Look at that flexibility.
Yeah, I couldn't have even done that. It's like she was touching her toes, but also bouncing on that little ledge. Amazing job.
So Barclay Stock decides to do a bit of yoga right there on the bound around. And now she's eyeing up rope jungle.
Now we're into her wheelhouse. Upper body. It's very important here, though, that she keeps swinging forward and not side to side, which she is not at all. That reach, because she's able to lock off her arm as she reaches out there. Has to take one extra swing here. You can avoid that with a back pull of the rope. But how she landed on one foot in control just lets me know, yes, every time there's a controlled landing, they've finished the obstacle all the way. That means they didn't get tired in the middle of it and they weren't struggling. I like how she came off of that obstacle, setting her up for the sea of poles.
Barclay doing a quick check of the time with our course judge. 2:30 right now getting into this obstacle. Again, the women have 4.5 minutes to make it through this course.
Now, Barclay's size may play to her advantage here, as she's going to be able to fit more of her body onto these poles as she's being a little bit shorter competitor. Great job throwing high. What? What is this? A technique where she's actually using her thigh and her leg so she doesn't have to use her hands at all. It's a really smart move going with shorts because she's able to use more skin friction to hold herself up there.
Oh, full reach. Looks a little bit of a heel hook that slides free, but there's that grip strength, and she's able to hold on.
Now I want to see a big pop here so that she stays high. Oh, and just doesn't quite get the hip extension and then her chest over like I was hoping to see. Would get her a little higher up on that bar. Here Barclay is coming around, teaching her yoga class of sorts as she comes flying here, getting the stretch on. Great use of flexibility, Barclay. Awesome job there, finishing up that bound around obstacle. Landing in control with one foot. Now coming here, I would like to see a little more height out of that throw. Instead, though, banging her knee, and whenever you hit your knee like that, you're not thinking about grabbing, you're thinking, dang, that hurt.
Let's send it down to Marley.
So here I thought I was coming over to talk to you about how your shoulder was feeling, but I guess first we should address your knee.
Yeah, I just conked it.
That's a good turn, right into that pole on Sea of Poles.
Yeah, it hurts, but I'll be fine.
We're feeling like we're gonna do a second run.
For sure.
Okay, so let's talk about your original injury. You're nursing 3 tears in your shoulder right now. Up until you hit your knee, how painful was that course for you?
It's hard. The tape is helping a lot with just kind of support. It's mainly my bicep that hurts right now because I dislocated the tendon, so that's hurting kind of more than the shoulder itself. I just feel really weak on this side. But so I have to do things a little differently than I normally do. But definitely the wall, having to go back and forth, really drained a lot of the energy. So hopefully I do better at it on my next one so that I don't feel so tired as soon as I get off that obstacle.
So you mentioned the wall. It was like a class in form and flexibility, watching you manage yourself on that tiny ledge. What was going through your mind while all of that was happening?
I think I was just really surprised at how small it was and how there's like no room to turn, and I didn't really plan for anything to go that wrong. So really glad that I was able to think on my feet and figure out a way to get past it, even though it didn't seem like I was going to.
Well, you did, and you get another shot at it. So go get some ice, and we'll hopefully see you back here in a bit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Marley. Current leader right now, Jordan Carb, completing the 6th obstacle with a time of 3 minutes and 29 seconds. And just under her, Brown and Stockton. And here is Elena Borges.
Elena Borges coming out of Orlando, Florida at 16 years old. Scoring 198 points in the majors to get her to this position. Doing a great job linking obstacles there. That was a great job on those laches. It's going to save her some time and energy later on in this course.
Yeah, the athletes that can make that look so effortless, it's a little bit deceptive because that takes a lot of skill and training in order to pull that off.
Yes, at this point we have the elite of the elite. Not only they have qualified for majors, they've worked their way through that to the top 8, making it here to the championship round.
Ooh, wondering what to do with that ring right now. Looks a little caught up. Does the platform and makes it through.
It's interesting to note that platform is wobbly though. A mat on a mat, a harder mat on a softer mat will cause it to wobble. It almost tipped on her when she landed just on that corner like that, but she was able to hop off it quick enough. Doing a great job staying straight here on the ropes.
Wow, that was a clinic in the rope jungle. As you said, she's maintained her line the whole time.
Elena not opting to wipe off her shoes or anything here, but getting a good amount of chalk. You can see those black poles are a little different than the men's division of Major 3 as they have tape on them. Gives you a little bit more grip, but it's pretty much the same setup otherwise. Now, I know she's using her feet almost like it's on a rope. I don't know if that technique works well. You want rubber.
Whoa, can't she hold on? No.
Yeah, you want rubber on that metal, not the top of your shoe like that. See as she's sliding there, it slows down. Right as it slows down is when you got to dig deep and make sure you hold tight. She throws to it. That foot slips too. If she would have got those feet on there, it would have slowed her body and her momentum down just a good bit. She could have saved that, I think.
Yeah, if you hit that pole just right, you can get your feet to lock off. And that extra bit of traction makes all the difference in the world. And up next, Maggie Owen.
Maggie Owen at 15. Coming out of Naperville. This is her home gym. Her coach is out here on the courses with her. Jesse Lebrecht teaching her here in this gym. Now, just because this is her gym doesn't mean she's done these obstacles. She's familiar with the layout. Sometimes I think about what kind of advantage it brings to sleep at your own bed at night, not in a hotel, stuff like that. She does have that to her advantage here, but the best thing she's got going for her is her technique, skill, and strength.
Yeah, looking very composed through that lache lane.
Gosh, you can hear the crowd. Full commit, you got it. There's so many people here showed up to support this young girl.
Wow, did a great job of getting her body weight up and over her feet and close to the wall. It's about as good as you can do that move.
Wow, feet just planted right in position and turns around like it's no big deal. Now, I don't know if that's possible with size 13 feet. I don't know if my foot would fit on there like hers did facing forward like that. You always have the opportunity to turn them sideways. She didn't need to. Now coming through the rope jungle here, she's got to stay straight, kind of getting awry here on the longer rope, but finding herself and fixing her swing, pulling back big time. That's very important.
Yeah, she did a nice job maintaining her composure, taking a few extra swings, but holding onto that back rope in order to correct her position on that obstacle.
Great job adjusting. I'm just curious to see, is it going to affect her grip? Now as she gets into the poles, a fixed obstacle with the same grip pull feeling on your hands. You're gonna have to see how it works.
I like the style points with the socks here, but I don't know if those are gonna help her to stick to this pole.
Whoa, she's going all arms She literally had no feet on there to help her. She kind of pinched her thighs, but with fabric on your shorts, it's not going to give you much hold. She's doing great when she gets over to the black tape poles, but she needs to throw big here and get her feet on there. There you go. That little bit of touch even before her feet slipped off allowed her body to slow down. And Maggie Owen making it through the sea of poles.
Posting up, taking a little break, if you can call it that.
Yeah, it's somewhat of a break. It's just interesting because she has to stay engaged from her lower half. But yes, you can shake out your arms, you can take a breather, you can even take a mental break there, but you don't want to lose focus. Nice work, man. She makes it look easy to grab that tiny little ledge. It can slide forward and backwards. It also can tip side to side.
Yeah, the aptly named Finky Spinners, and Maggie Owen owns it.
Wow. Childish name, adult obstacle. That thing is intense, and she made it look like light work.
Here we go. The last obstacle here split into two, cane catch 1 and cane catch 2.
Once you drop, you can't stop. Hold tight, and she does. She gets past where it's taped in purple. Now she's completed that obstacle. Can she do it again?
Big swing, nice control on the backswing. She'll take one more. Gotta hold on.
Oh my. Holds on so tight, she pulls the safety ball off the bottom of the cane. Man, we almost saw our first finisher. There she is, saving that pull slide right there. It's definitely not easy and very taxing on the grip. Right afterwards, having to go into the fingy spinners or working that grip all the way, and then it ends on the cane catch where she's already pumped. Didn't take a lot of rest here. I would have maybe taken a little bit more rest, but makes the first hold, just peeling there off the second one, but rides it all the way, committed till the end.
For more with Maggie Owen, let's go down to Marley.
What an incredible run you just had, Maggie. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. So let's start. Before you even started, I noticed today you came out even more confident than you did in the majors. What changed?
Yesterday wasn't my best performance, and so today I really want to come out here and prove that I can do this kind of stuff. And so yeah, I just wanted to be more aggressive, and I know that I'm capable of all this stuff. So I just wanted to really try to get it.
Well, you certainly found redemption from Major 3. You gave a master class through Lachey Lane. The wall has been so difficult for everyone, and it was so easy to you. But then you scared us a bit on the sea of poles there. What was going through your mind when that was happening?
I was like, I can do this. I know I can grab this. I just have to hold on tight. And I was aware that those are slippery, and I know I had to get my feet on. And it's a lot harder to get my feet on than I thought it was. But yeah, I just held on. That's all I got.
So you'll get a second run and a second shot at that second cane. How will you go at that obstacle differently the next time?
Oh, I don't know, hold on tighter maybe. Yeah, that last one I thought I had it, and my hands just slipped right off the bottom. So I'm super pumped right now. So yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit less swings on the clip hangers over there, because that kind of took a lot on. But
well, it was impressive nonetheless, and we'll see you back for your second run in a bit. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Marley. Well, Maggie Owen with a big smile on her face, and for good reason. She is in first place right now in this stacked lineup here at the UNX Championship.
And I can't help but to notice 1 through 4, all teenagers. Barclay Stock sliding in there in 5th place, but 1 through 4 are all our young guns, rising up.
And here is Olivia Colasanto.
Olivia Colasanto, 15 years old, coming out of Laverne, California. Trains out at M-Lab out there. Chalked up big time. I do love me some chalk. My hands get super sweaty. She's got it all over her thighs there. She can pat whenever she needs to, even during an obstacle.
It's as functional as it is stylish.
Yeah, you're not wrong, man. I think it looks great. It's a new movement, man. Stay chalked up.
Hashtag stay chalked up. Now, the story this whole season has been the next generation versus experience. As you said, the young guns. Olivia is the 6th athlete in our top 8 that is 16 years or younger.
Oh, no. I think that when she got on there, she just went ahead and saw the landing platform, thought she could just turn and jump, but just laying to the side of it, that mat is actually considered out.
Boy, just a small mental error there, and in a moment, it ended her run.
Using great balance here, figuring it out. Again, this is the first time any of these ladies have gotten on this course, turning around there, hoping to just make it to the mat, and you can see it in her face. She just thought that leap would get her a little bit closer, but she is going to have another run at this course.
And our last competitor to take her first run in the women's division, Jessie Flex Lebrecht.
Jessie Lebrecht holding it down with Barclay Stock for our veterans in this final championship. Jessie, at 30 years old, is one of the coaches here at Naperville, and she's a coach of one of the young girls competing today, Maggie Owen.
It has to be such a thrill for both of these women, mentor and protege, on the course competing together. Each wanting the other to do well, obviously, but they're gunning for that top spot, no question.
Jessie Lebrecht has been on an upward trajectory since Major 1. She had a slip up early, Major 2, second place, Major 3, first place. Now she's here at the championship looking to take home first. Ooh, wow.
Takes a little step back. Quick check with the judges. They said she cleared, so she'll move on to rope jungle.
The fact that she didn't touch any tape or any gray mat, that considers as a clear. Now here in the rope jungle, just making sure she swings forward and backwards, not side to side. Big pullback. Light work for Jessie Lebrecht.
Very smooth, a lot of control and not a lot of moves. That will work to her advantage in the next few obstacles.
Lebrecht opting to compete in shorts as well. Very smart move. You want to use your feet for as much grip as possible, but also the ladies have shown great technique squeezing with their thighs, calf, inner part of the leg, whatever works, but you want to get as much friction as you can on those poles. She has a pretty high grip right there. There she goes to adjust it. Whoa! Oh my gosh, the grit in her face. That's that moment I'm talking about when you sink down and you almost fall, but it starts to grip. That's when you can really fight, but you have to be telling yourself, dig deep, dig deep. Lebrecht was able to do that. Now, hopefully she won't have to do that again. Big toss here will help.
Gets the feet on there, sliding down again, but this one she can't save.
She found herself in that slide down, slowing down position at the very end. When you're that low, you can't get your feet on. You have to just use your upper body. Here she is making that dismount. Since she went past the gray mat, she's not out. There she goes, getting the feet on, but not really using them. It looked like she touched the pole with her feet, slid to the bottom, but gritted her way back to the top. Awesome work there. And now she tried to do that again. It takes so much energy to slide and just try to pull up with just your arms. Man, she tried all the way to the finish, but just running out of gas in the tank.
And she's standing by with Marley.
A great run, and you'll get another shot at it. But let's talk about some of the things you did well.
Okay.
That wall,
Yes.
on bounce round there. You're our tallest competitor, and you seemed to make it look the easiest. Do you think that your height was an advantage there?
Probably helped. I rock climb a lot, so I'm used to the wall, so I feel like that definitely helped as well.
And then the sea of poles in Major 3, we saw it take a lot of the men out. Today, you had a really impressive save, sliding down, but then that second long pole just got you.
Really slippery for me. I don't know if maybe I put on too much chalk or what. My feet slipped right off. I got to figure out what to do with my feet for the next one.
And you train Maggie Owen.
Yes.
What is that like, competing alongside her in the first UNX Championship?
It's awesome. We're great together, like just pushing each other all the time during practice and stuff, so it's great that now we're competing with each other, and it's a blast.
Wonderful. We'll see you for run 2.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, Marley. And here is a look at the standings after run 1 in the women's division. Maggie Owen sitting comfortably in first place right now, the only athlete to complete obstacle 7.
Wow, and out of the 5, only one is a veteran.
Yeah.
Jessie Lebrecq in 4th place. The rest are teenagers.
So these women will have their shot at becoming the first ever UNX champion. But first, the men take their first run at their own championship title. Marley Caden is standing by with a report from the course.
The men have a monster course to tackle today, guys. First, we'll see the return of the rodeo ropes, but with a twist. The rodeo ropes took out a lot of our competitors in Major 1, but today's 2.0 version is different. Whether it's easier is yet to be seen. Our final obstacle, though, will be the doozy today. Cutting corners is 2 huge laches with 180 spinning catches. We've clearly saved the best for last at the championships.
Thanks, Marley. Before the men get underway, let's take a look at their championship course. 7 obstacles with a max time of 4 minutes. And of course, it wouldn't be the championship if Ethan Swanson wasn't stepping up the difficulty. Keep an eye on Rodeo Ropes 2.0. This is the 5th of our 7 obstacles, and it is a game changer.
Yep, we're seeing it again. The rodeo ropes, this time you're moving laterally. You're jumping, releasing yourself, lassoing that next pole as you hop along. But it's really going to come down to this big hop across, whether you 180 or turn around before you jump and then redirect your swing for the landing. It's going to be a rough ride.
And our first male competitor to take his first run, Sam Folsom.
Sam Folsom, 16 years old, out of Dorsey, Illinois, about 4 hours outside of this town. Didn't have to travel too far. Sam's had a lot of great performances throughout his UNX career thus far. Connecting the laches. I like to see it in the men's division. They are already stepping it up right away.
I like that little pep in his step. He's charging after her right now. Ooh, sticks the landing, gets his weight over his feet, and a quick dismount. Sam is moving.
He is moving. Whoa, reaching out a little bit gnarlier than I would have hoped on the grab there, but he made it work, so as long as he feels good and keeps rolling through this, he's doing a great job on this first course run.
Now right there you see that is where the men's and the women's course split. That was the trap and flap, and here is Rodeo Ropes 2.0.
Now this obstacle, 8 apart athletes in the first major. Oh, it looks like he's gonna go for the, oh no. He decided not to go all the way to the last pole, where it's a straight behind you move at a 180. He was gonna go at an angle and pull off the 180. Wow, there's that really close call there on the trampoline jump, just barely grabbing the trapeze. Have another look at the rope lache that he has to pull off a 180 during the middle of. The rope kind of binds itself behind him, causing him to not really get the distance across that he needs to make the next move.
It's a big move for a big event, and I respect it. You got to do that here at the championships. And up next, Donovan Matoyer.
Donovan Matoyer, 32 years old, coming in out of Kansas City, Missouri. Now, I've seen more fancy looking outfits Donovan's put on in different course runs than any other athlete. I love seeing him out there, not just because he makes it look good, but also because he's very upper body strong and quick. He is literally sprinting to the next obstacle.
He is. A little bit surprised not to see him in a three-piece suit here, but he is all business on this course.
Wow, you are so right. And man, he's making light work here. I love seeing it.
Whoa! Soaring through the air, linking that trapeze to the dismount. Boy, he made that look fun.
Yeah, tongue out to the crowd as they were kind of surprised as well. He had an idea there and he went with it. Man, look at these hops here. He's making it look so smooth. Oh, it looks like he's eyeing up the same decision Sam Folsom had. You see, he kind of getting tangled there. Now the athletes can't watch each other.
Oh.
So they can't find out that that beta did not work already. Donovan had the same idea to go from one early. I'm not sure that's the beta that's going to work out here. But look at this run, especially right here. Quickly through the bounce around. Now here it is, as you see the rope bind up a little bit behind him, catch the end of the pole, and yeah, just landing on his back.
And up next, Jake Murray. Big smile on his face, had little fist bumps to the young fans. I love to see it.
Jake Murray, 32 years old, out of Golden, Colorado. Now, everyone thinks he's some super silly dude, and you know what? Maybe he is. But that does not mean his moves are silly. Look at that. One arm Gibbon swinging underneath that. Quick work of the Lachey, saving time and energy by linking all those together.
Boy, stomping on both those platforms, knowing exactly where his body is, and he is quickly on to the next obstacle.
Very sure-footed. Jake has a skateboarding background, so he does trust his feet placement. Evan, you said it best, sure placement of his feet every time he lands.
He was a little too sure of himself for my taste in that one. He was inches away from failing that obstacle, but obviously Jake Murray, very experienced and moving at a great pace right now.
Now these rodeo ropes 2.0 have been a ninja killer thus far. They were in Major 1. They are again here in the championship. Will Jake be the first to figure them out?
Oh boy, it is so sketchy. A good correction, getting a little bit higher on that rope, I think. But if you don't get your weight just right,
wow,
it'll slip off. But he makes that 180 transition and locks it in. All that's left is the dismount.
Now that is not to be overlooked. That movement right there he did to get to the dismount, it's a little off-centered. He pulled through and did it in one swing. That can get someone caught up for minutes if you don't know what you're doing. Jake made it look super easy, almost to where we might overlook how hard it was.
And Jake, the first male competitor now to take a look at the board flip.
It has some of the similar motions we've seen in the Burley boards, but a little different here. Has to go underneath this board to a sideways unstable bridge. Doing a great job here though, Jake. Wow, so changing up size there, and the wider the board is, the more tippy the board will be. He has to get up to the black bar in front of him, over to his left.
Look how awkward that is. Just crawling his way around that board, reaches that top bar.
I think Jake's gone to the wrong bar though. That's the side bar. They haven't disqualified him, but they do. Yeah, they're calling him out, saying you have to come back. They're not saying he's disqualified, but he has to go back to the board. Gosh, so that's eating up precious energy here. He needs to get to the bar up and to his right. Trying to build swing there. I don't think you can do it with 4 points of contact. You might have to drop the board down to make it possible.
You can see he took a moment there to try to shake it out. I think he's pumping out. He's fully inverted right now on this board, just trying to navigate the end of this obstacle.
This right here has got to be the way forward.
Reaches up
What?
and he's got it.
Wow. Jake determined to get through this obstacle. Did eat up a lot of time here, and it's not over. Has to get to the rope and to that green landing platform. And you know what? I love the grit there. Now, it did take up a lot of time and a lot of extra use of energy. Wow, 10 seconds. He's got to go. The first to get to our cutting corners obstacle, 10 seconds on the clock. Just timing out, but makes the grab.
Makes the grab. Unfortunately, that will not qualify as completing the obstacle, and Jake Murray times out, but what a performance.
Great job here, Jake, connecting the laches, saving a bunch of energy and time, sprinting and bouncing his way over to the bounce around. Now coming on the rodeo ropes, our first competitor to actually go all the way through the poles so he could go directly behind him, makes that move. Now first to be on the board flip. Great job, but got a little lost in the tail end of it. Was able to collect himself, finish it up, and then able to throw on the cutting corners obstacle, even though he timed out, got his hands on it.
Let's go down to Marley, who's standing by with Jake Murray.
Hi. A great run.
Thanks.
Another really unique fashion statement. You know I love seeing what kind of socks and headband you're going to wear.
Thanks.
So you made it the farthest so far, so thanks for showing us what the obstacles look like.
Oh, thanks.
Let's talk about that costly mistake that happened.
Yeah.
What happened on the boards?
You know, I went to the wrong bar. I should have watched the video a few more times, the walkthrough that is. You know, now I know for my second run. Pretty sweet that I get another chance. But that was an extra 30 seconds, maybe 30 seconds to a minute that I spent on there. And then that could have been the difference of finishing the course. So yeah, definitely.
So it added to your time, but in addition, how much did it burn your muscles?
Oh, definitely got a sick pump on that. That didn't help any, but I think I could have cleared given the allotted amount of time I needed.
We did get to see you go to do the first lache 180 turn there.
Yeah.
Now that you had your hands on it, you
Yep.
think if you've got the time, we'll see you hit the buzzer in the next round.
So yeah, I really do think so. And with cleaning up that mess, I think I'll be just fine on the next one. But one obstacle at a time.
One obstacle at a time. We look forward to seeing you hopefully hit the buzzer in the next round. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Marley. And here's a look at the standings thus far into run one. Jake Murray there with that powerful run takes the top spot, 2 obstacles ahead of the rest of the field. And here is Caden Lepsak.
Caden Lepsak, 14 years old. He has a gym in Castle Rock, Colorado, Ninja Intensity, and he brings the intensity to the course. There he goes, losing his hat, but managing to keep running. Now, when you have this much hair, and believe me, I get it, it can really throw you off not to have it held in place. He might be used to always wearing it. He actually looked back like, man, I'd really like to have that with me, but hopefully it won't play as a factor later on in this course.
Wow, much like Jake Murray, very comfortable on those boards, stomping those moves and really getting it done.
Ooh.
Full extension, links it to the dismount. For 14 years old, Caden looks like an experienced athlete. It looks like he's been doing this for a decade.
And he has such lock-off strength capability here. Oh no, we don't get to see much of it because his accuracy, his placement was just a little short. Here he goes, losing his hat though, and looking back for it, but I don't think he had a problem. But when he did go for this lache, just caught the end there. Hands are pretty close together. Maybe if he bumps him down on the rope, he'll give him some more room.
And up next, Daniel Gill.
Daniel Gill, 26 years old, out of Houston. I know you've seen him. You maybe heard of him as the Kingdom Ninja. This guy focused, running through the course in his mind here before he gets started. One cool thing I like to see, though, is how much he's chalked up the outside of his palm and almost around to the backside as a rope or something slides through your hand. It's actually going to open that area up. It's very important to chalk. A lot of people don't think about that.
There are few competitors as experienced as Daniel Gill as he makes his way through Lachey Lane effortlessly.
Wow, quick work through the bounce around as well. Daniel Gill is getting into motion here.
Nice release, big jump, comes up short.
Oh my, what? I did not see that coming. He looked like he was ramping up and getting used to the course, and sure enough, all it took was a weird trampoline bounce. The way he hit the trampoline trajected him very forward. Now, knowing Daniel, he aimed to do that because if you grab the second trapeze with that forward motion, you can dismount right away. But he didn't bounce down enough to get the height he needed. He didn't push down enough there to get up high enough to ride the trampoline, so then just coming up short, but full send here as he bounces, laying out and just belly flopping there, laying his head down. I know it's frustrating to come up short like that.
Let's go down to Marley, who's standing by with Daniel Gill.
Oh gosh, you saw me coming, huh?
I did.
A really hard fall there. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Ninjas, you learn to take a hit and get back up, so.
You sure do. I didn't have a great view from where I was standing. What happened there on the trapeze?
I started out, I was gonna try to do it in one motion, one swing, then I decided to take 2 swings. And when I did, I felt good, felt like I had enough power, but when I hit the trampoline, it's all about where you hit and how you hit it. So I hit it and I leaned too far forwards instead of upwards. So I sent myself launching forwards and not high enough, so fingers went just underneath, and it happens to the best of us.
Well, championship format's a little different. You get a second run. So we'll go up instead of out?
Yes, we will.
Up instead of, and you are nursing an injury. How is your wrist feeling?
Totally fine, totally fine. Thankfully, no cannonballs in today's course.
Well, no cannonballs, and hopefully more trapeze in the next run. We'll see you then.
Thanks, Marley. No cannonballs, but as you said, Grant, there was a belly flop.
Yes.
And here is Kyle Sodermann.
Kyle Sodermann coming out of Los Angeles at 25 years old. You can see him there raising his palms up, taking a breath. That's kind of his move to catch himself and collect himself, as well as you might hear a primal grunt every once in a while to know he is turning it on. Again, with the hands up, deep breath, staying focused, walking his way to this next obstacle.
I was going to say, look at that strut. You know, he's feeling good, he's feeling confident, not rushing it. You do get 2 runs, and that's when, again, we need to talk about strategy. Do you take your time through the first run, try to get your hands on every single one of the obstacles, or do you just charge after it?
Right here, it looks like Kyle's going with the approach of touching all the obstacles, and then he can always go full send on the next round. But right now, he's got to get through this next obstacle.
Whoa! He barely holds on. Was fully extended, held on with one hand, didn't think he could make it to the landing platform, matched with the second, took an extra swing, and somehow completed that obstacle. We're both holding our breath right now.
I know, I'm nervous for him. I know he's got the strength to do this, but it also takes some accuracy.
It does. We've seen this obstacle take out a couple competitors, and it takes out another one.
Oh no, just whiffing that pole right there. Was smart to jump and skip one, so was able to get himself a little bit further ahead, but just whiffing. I know that's frustrating for him. He ran through that course very calm and collected. Wow, right here was getting wild though. Reaching out, barely holding on, but adjusting, collecting himself, and there just overshooting the pole. That's rough on the rodeo.
Drew Drechsel making his way to the starting platform. Little fist bump to our young fan there in the crowd.
Drew Drechsel, 31 years old, coming out of Hamden, Connecticut, where he's got Real Life Ninja Academy, multiple gyms he's opening up, and honestly, it's like he's raising up the next generation of ninjas.
On you. Thank you. Roger. Drew, known for some phenomenal beta and just a lot of comfort, speed, and control throughout every step of a course like this.
Now, one thing to always keep in mind is there's Drew beta. This thing that can happen that we don't understand, the way he thinks, like that, tossing, and he just pops back onto his feet, skips the final landing platform.
Long stride, skips the first trapeze completely, and he slips off.
What? What was he going for? I'm so confused. Drew beta's got me so confused. Drew beta is its own element. Drew is thinking about skipping the lache, going right to the trampoline. That's kind of crazy if you ask me, but just losing his footing is all that happened there.
But even if he had stuck that landing, I don't think he could have connected to the next trapeze.
Hi, Drew. An unexpected slip up there. Yeah. I saw you had the bobble on the wall there. You got down, thought you had recovered, and then what happened as you were approaching the trapeze?
So I wanted to skip underneath it just because it's much quicker and faster. I miscalculated my trajectory going into the trampoline. I hit a little too much on the right side, and instead of being able to kick me up, it shot me a little left, which that wouldn't work if I went with it. My only option was to stop and try to regain. I couldn't stop myself in time with all that speed, so I'll try it again next time. Make sure I'm lined up with it, but I have to come in at an angle so I duck under the trapeze, but I'll try again next run.
So the next run, you're going to take that same approach, skipping that first trapeze and heading right for the second.
It's the fastest way to do it.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing it. If anyone can do it, it's you, Real Life Ninja.
Thank you so much.
All right, of course, thank you.
Thanks, Marley. Here's Michael Torres ready at the start line. Michael's been a standout throughout the UNX season, which is no surprise given his lifestyle in the sport.
So one of my hobbies is carpentry. It's something that I love to do. It brings me in a new creative space and allows me to just be free and open in whatever I'm creating. I love the feel of just being able to take something from nothing. I also do the same with obstacles. I move around things in our gym. I create new obstacles, whether it's something small to hang on or some balance obstacle. It brings me a sense of joy when I get to see my creations being used.
Michael Torres, you can see as he kneeled down there, some suction cup work done on his shoulders and back. Got the tape on his shoulder there. He's been put through the ringer here, but he is ready to perform and linking these laches, saving himself some time. 24 years old, out of the Chicagoland area, so able to sleep in his own bed at night. A little bit of home court advantage in that way. Little couple goes on the bound around. Didn't quite like that first placement. Second time planting those feet sure-footed. Now he's getting into the swing of things.
You talk a lot about gaining that confidence in the first few obstacles. That is critical, and I think that's exactly what Michael just did.
Wow, he's got a lot of swing here, though.
Big punch.
But he uses it well. I thought that was too much, and he actually used it very efficiently. Threw it right in the trampoline, bounced him up to the next trapeze, dismounted right away.
And now the obstacle that has given so many of these athletes trouble, Rodeo Ropes 2.0. Ethan Swanson, our course designer, has just outdone himself yet again.
He likes to take down ninjas with some crazy obstacles. This one he revamped just to do it again. Torres is putting on a clinic on how to do it, though. Going all the way. Now he's got this big 180 move. And he sticks it with great body control, not swinging too much here. He does have to go sideways to dismount, so he's got to kick back, but not too much. No. That's the too much part of it. You can see on his face, swung back too far. It just peeled off of there. I don't think he had in mind how much that rope was actually moving on the pole above him. Here he is taking a second turn on the bounce around. Now on the rodeo ropes, making a great turnaround move. Very hard move to make there, but had to redirect to the landing platform. As he was arching back there, just slid off of that pipe. You can see that it's not angled downward very much. As he pulls back here, it slides off and catches him and all of us off guard.
Here's a look at the standings after run one. Jake Murray in the top spot. Right below him, Donovan Matoyer and Caden Lebsack in third.
Jake was our only competitor to make it through the sixth obstacle, getting onto cutting corners. As he did, timed out. If he cleans up things, I think he can put it all together to hit that buzzer.
It's time now for the top women to go to work in run two. Only 3 will podium and only 1 will be crowned champion. For more on the conclusion of an epic season, let's send it down to Marley.
Teen Titans are taking over the championships today, guys. Our top 3 spots are all filled by young female ninjas, but Jessie Labreck is just behind them. Coming off of her first major win at Major 3, she is making a real run for that top spot on the podium. We have not seen a finisher yet, and who knows if we will, but as always at UNX, the farthest, the fastest will take it.
Thanks, Marley. And our first athlete to take her second run, Kylie Hughes.
Kylie Hughes having an early exit on her first run. On the bound around, she was kind of bouncing back and forth, not keeping those feet on the wall. Hopefully she's made that correction here. Kylie taking her time on these laches too.
Nice big backswing, good dismount. Kylie, a very capable athlete. At 13 years old, won the first major. She has been performing pretty consistently throughout our UNX Championship series and looking for redemption right here on the bound around. Takes another swing, but keeps her feet in front of her. And she sticks it.
Yes, making the correction there by keeping her feet on the wall. They started to slip yet again, but she kept them facing the wall so she could push off. That was the adjustment she needed to make since her first run. Big hands up to celebrate. Way to go, Kylie. Kylie doing a great job here. You can see from this angle, staying in line, not getting a sideways or elliptical swing going, and wow, drawing it in from her foot, almost like a crane while standing. Crane motion is where you land on one foot with one leg low, and then you pull with your top leg to get you somewhere. She did a great job landing, sticking, and pulling herself to the landing platform.
Now paying close attention to the bottom of her feet, going into the sea of poles. The key here is traction, those 4 points of contact. She's gonna take a big swing. That's a lot of momentum going at a narrow target. She's got to get her feet up and on it.
Oh, no, it looks like she got her feet up in front of her, but they didn't actually make connection. Raising her hands up there because she knows she did better than her first run. Feeling way better about that, I'm sure. I love seeing her here on the bound around. Even though it took a couple swings, she didn't let those feet slip and it caused her hip to hit the wall. So she was able to get through that obstacle, throwing those hands up to celebrate. Now really smart here to clean off her feet to get into this next obstacle, the sea of poles, but the feet didn't have good contact. And as you see there with her arms, her right hand never even grabbed a hold of the pole. As she throws here forward, the feet miss, causing the only hand to grip will be her left one. That's not enough to hold on.
Up next, Olivia Colasanto. taking a nice deep breath there, collecting herself. Went out a little bit early in her first run, and she is looking to charge after it in her second run.
Olivia hoping to come out here and get some of that redemption. Let's see if she can't make her way through that bound around obstacle this second attempt.
She's preloading these laches, but not connecting them. I don't know if that's a strategy or if she's just doubting herself, but she makes it through.
Yes, so even if you preload it, you can use that for swing advantage to get a good swing. You want to be comfortable. Maybe it just doesn't feel quite right to her. It's a game of inches whether a lache goes well or not. Confidently hopping up here on bound around.
Ooh, look at all those little corrections. Knocks over the pole, but it was the ring, not her contact, so she's good.
Yes, now taking her time here. She rushed this movement earlier. That's smart. If you got to take another swing back, totally fine. She's learned when she rushed it before that she didn't get to the platform, and wow, she rushed that a little bit as well, but got one foot on securely, swooped the other one over the gray mat, not touching it, so that is a completed obstacle.
And a sigh of relief from Olivia Colasanto. She could go the rest of her life without having to face that obstacle again.
Yes, doing a great job here on the ropes, making sure to swing forward and backwards, not side to side. Could have pulled back a little bit more there to save some energy, but hopping through with one extra swing.
Olivia asking about her time. Not quite at the 2-minute mark. And they have a full 4.5 minutes to complete this course. Plenty of time to be our first female to complete this course.
This sea of poles has been an athlete killer, though. Here on this course, it is tough. She needs to get high and connect with those feet. There you go. I like the way Olivia does it. She actually takes one foot, turns it completely in sideways like a butterfly technique, but uses the other one to press into her thigh. It's working for her and giving her great grip. There it is again, using that outside leg to push into the other one.
Yeah, that is the benefit of those 4 points of contact, especially the feet. Great form, as you noticed. And now she's got a chance to hang out here a little bit, chalk up. We know that she likes her chalk.
Taking a good deep breath. A mental break, always good to have, but you do need to turn it back on. Focus through.
Right here, she wants to grab it at the peak of her jump, and she's got it. Such a tiny ledge, she's just gripping that thing.
She's catching it in such control, though it's hard to tell that, oh. Those obstacles slide and tip. She caught the first one in such control, you could barely even tell, but there you see on the second one, it just tipped right out of her fingers. She probably applied a little bit too much pressure on her left hand first, allowing that side to dip down, peeling it out of her right hand.
And here again is Barclay Stock. You can see those deep breaths. Barclay representing for the experience, her and Jessie Lebrecht, the oldest female competitors, and Barclay's only 25.
Yeah, it's odd to think they're older competitors at 25 years old. Jessie at 30 years old.
Barclay, a repeat performance there through Lachey Lane, using the same beta that she did in run one. Nice and strong and controlled. Big leap over that first mat. I'm sure she's hoping to spend less time here on bound around than she did last time.
Barclay, now is not a time to teach yoga class. We are impressed by her flexibility. I know she didn't mean to do that last time. She just wanted to figure it out. This is a tough obstacle. Again, finding her balance there.
Look at that. It was a little toe hook, but it wasn't quite enough to hold on. Takes one extra swing, and that's enough.
Wow. I like the commitment to bail. Now she's in her wheelhouse. These ropes, upper body, locking it off, grabbing low there. She can link those together, big pullbacks. Barclay having no problem with the ropes.
Yeah, that is about as well as you can do that obstacle.
Now we're gonna see how she adjusts here. This sea of poles is where she went out in her first round of competition. Let's see what changes she makes. What I want to see is big pops grabbing high on those poles, giving you room for legs to attach, lock on, whether it's the thigh, the calf, whatever you can to get more points of contact, to hold some friction without having to use your grip.
She is a bit of a shorter competitor, so these moves are actually a little bit bigger for her. She doesn't quite have the wingspan. Oh, man. And just barrels into that first pole another time. I mean, she locked in, but that hurts.
It does. She banged her knee the last time, but there she goes, showing off that she can pinch without using her arms, which is not just a show-off move, it actually lets her rest her grip.
Getting that heel hook. Nice, strong vice grip on that first pole. Now eyeing up this second transition here.
Oh, man, leading with that knee yet again. It's almost like it blocked her from getting close enough to grab with. One of the movements that she is using was pinching with her thighs and her arms at the same time. I know that can't feel good on the knee. Here she was, got her toe caught in the ring behind her there, but able to move on. Now on the bound around, making quick work of the dismount after a couple swing backs. As she's throwing here, you can see she gets the distance and then trusts those thighs to pinch as well as her arms. Worked on the first pole, but as she's throwing it for this second time, it's not the safest way to grab, and as she bangs with her knees, it doesn't allow the pole to get far enough to where she wants to grip with her inner thighs.
And here are the standings after the first half of our women take their second run. Maggie Owen in the top spot, followed by Jordan Carr and Olivia Colasanto. But still in fifth and yet to run, Jessie Lebrec.
Again, you gotta note, the top 4 competitors right now, all teenagers. Rise up, young guns!
And here to take her second run, Rachel Brown. Good bounds, very comfortable with the agility, and quickly into Lachey Lane.
There's some linking going on. Wow, great movements, linking all of them. I like seeing that. Great job, Rachel, coming through here. She fell in the sea of poles, so she's seen these obstacles before. See if she can't put them together a little bit more efficient and save some time and energy.
Nice dyno to that green hold, locking on with both hands. Big moves to get through that obstacle.
I like how she placed both feet and confidently pushed off, turned around, and kept moving. Now this rope jungle, it's very important that you keep that linear motion going. Already getting an extra swing there. Normally you can link these all together, but if you don't pull back, it's all about pulling back. You can't just let go and ride the rope. You have to actually reach, pull forward, pull backwards, and then it'll get you to where you want to go. Do a little extra work to make it happen, but still on course here.
Wow, I was about to say I wish she had held onto that back rope a little bit longer. I saw her swing going a little bit crooked. I think if she had taken one more, she wouldn't have made it. But knowing where she was in the air, she got the dismount, got it done.
Now Rachel Brown is off to the obstacle that took her out in her first run, the sea of poles. Now she's got a lot of chalk on her hands. When it comes to those metal poles, with too much chalk, you will slide right off. But you can see the black poles. Those are the ones covered in tape. How much chalk you have doesn't really matter as much. So she can have a lot of chalk there, but she needs a big pop right here. Great job. It's like her feet bit onto the pole before she even got there.
Yeah, such a sturdy grip, stuck to the pole like glue. See if she can do it again, and she does. Doesn't even need her hands.
Hops right into the butterfly position, pinching it there. It's a move you use a lot on a floating boards obstacle. She's already got that inner repertoire, so she could throw it right away. Very great job getting through the sea of poles.
Getting lined up now for the finky spinners. Nice big swing. Right here, locks it in.
Ooh, she's kind of hopping along that. She doesn't need to do that motion. Could be wasting some energy. She needs to slide the whole thing. There, she's sliding, but she's also still kind of hopping. I think she's figuring it out, but
yes.
Oh man, right as it bangs into the end, it kind of just jolts it out of her fingers. I'm not sure why she was hopping her fingers along the same board there. Great job here though, getting through this lâché lane quickly and efficiently. Turnaround, controlled turnaround jump on the bounding board. Got a little askew on the ropes, but put on a clinic here using the butterfly technique on the sea of poles. But again, as that bangs into that obstacle, it just jostles it right out of her fingertips.
And up next, Jessie Lebrecht. Again, Jessie repping for the two females in the women's division with the most experience, her and Barclay Stock. Jessie, a coach here at Ultimate Ninjas Naperville. She is a hometown hero, helping rise up the next generation of athletes.
Now Jessie went out on the sea of poles in her first run, so now she's lining up here, taking a couple extra swings on these lâchés, but as long as it's building up her confidence, you can take a couple seconds to do that. Pretty smooth.
When I used to compete, I had a mantra. I would go strong and steady. And I think that's what I'm seeing in Jessie right now. She's not rushing it, but she does have a sense of urgency. She wants to do it well, and she wants to play by her playbook.
Yeah, I use the same motto, but smooth is fast is what I tell myself. So as she's coming around here, that's very controlled. Smooth is always going to be fast.
Look at that strength, locking up, making clean transitions rope to rope, maintaining that line. Good dismount. Well done.
I will say the veterans put on a clinic on how to do the rope jungle. Locking off, pulling back every time, not wasting extra swings. Very great job out of our more experienced athletes.
Jessie taking a deep breath. Sea of poles is where she went out in run one. Let's see what adjustments she made to her strategy.
Now last time she used up a lot of grip strength, sinking her way down the bottom and then having to pull herself up with just arms here. I want to see a little bit bigger pop out of her. Maybe spread her legs. Yep, so she can go a little bit higher. Very good.
Jessie figuring out the footwork on that first pole. So much more purchase.
She's gonna be the same, more the same.
What?
Wow. Her feet just sticking onto that pole. New territory for her here, heading into the finky spinners. Now at her size, this little propped position here, she is jammed in there, and it does look like she's pretty restful in that position. So catching a breather before she's got to go back into crimp mode, which is holding on with just the tips of your fingers.
I think something that's, oh, she's got it. Something that's overlooked is not only the finger strength it takes, but that is so uncomfortable. It is painful on your fingers. But she is gritting through it, gets the dismount, and Jessie Lebrecht, only one two-part obstacle stands between her and the buzzer.
Wow, this crowd is ramping up. They are excited to see her do this. She's got time, though. She can take a breather here.
3 minutes, 10 seconds, current time. She's got 4.5 minutes to finish. And those last couple obstacles are really grip strength intensive. You go from the ropes to the sea of poles into the crimp grip there on the fingy spinners, and now another suspended obstacle. Jessie looks focused right now. She wants to complete this course. She wants to put on the show. She wants to put on a show for the hometown and makes the first catch.
Wow, she made it look easy to hold through that drop, but here it is again, coordination plus strength.
Can she get the same one? She does! Clinging on to the base of that cane.
You can hear her screaming. You can see the determination in her face. Be the first. Let's go! Jessie Lebrecht, the first to do it, flexing on him on this course. Let's go. Great confidence through the bound around. Now in the sea of poles. Her feet are almost getting to the pole, latching on before she even gets there. Moves past where she fell and then didn't fall all the way to the buzzer. This right here on the fingy spinners was a really upper body powerful move she used there. Didn't even kip. Stayed focused, caught her arms at the same time, rebuilt her swing here. The crowd was cheering for her big time as she makes that dismount. Took a good breather, made it look easy on the first part of this cane catch. Set up, built up her swing, and also built up the determination, because when she sank that cane into the ring, she could hold on and make it to the dismount platform.
Let's go down to Marley, who's standing by with Jessie Lebrecht.
In true Flex Lebrecht style, you can't be stopped. Since you came onto these majors, your trajectory has gone up at every single one.
Well, it started really low.
Well, I wasn't going to point that out. We did go from 12th to 2nd, huge jump, to winning the 3rd major. Yes. And now the possibility of winning today. You're our only female finisher so far.
Yeah, so we have a ton of strong runners after me, so I'm just glad to hit a buzzer. I'm just happy. So, yeah.
You just gave by far the breakout performance of the day. How does it make you feel hearing everybody screaming and cheering for you and rooting you on?
I needed it. I was so pumped. I was really tired, and I mean, I almost fell off the cane, and I needed it, and the cheering just helped so much, and so that's what helped me get through to the end.
So I watched you take a pretty long break before the canes, getting ready there. You asked for time 4 different times.
I panic a little bit, and I know exactly like when I need to go, how much time I need, and like I wanted to go at around 3:45. And when you're standing there, time goes by so fast, yet so slow, so you can't really tell how much time has gone, so I asked like 100 times.
Well, it's an incredible finish to a great season. We'll see if it's enough to keep you on top. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And with that performance in her 2nd run, Jessie Lebrecht, the first to complete this UNX Championship course. She is easily in 1st place, but just behind her, Maggie Owen, who has yet to take her 2nd run, followed by Jordan Carr. And next up, Elena Borges.
Elena Borges was also down on our athlete killer, the Sea of Poles. Great job linking those first poles there, saving some energy and time. Ooh,
stomps it, keeps her hand on the ring. Oh, man, and reaches out, grabs that rock hold. Look at that, body control and awareness to make the dismount.
Good job grabbing low there and pulling back, throwing her legs behind her. That move right there where she throws her legs behind her helps her preload that swing to give her enough power to dismount. Now she's staring down the obstacle that has took her out on her first run, the sea of poles.
Little bit of a wardrobe change here, too, from Elena. She did her first run in the ninja pants, and now she's rocking the shorts.
Smart move. If you can get any kind of skin contact for friction, it'll help you out. She tried to roll them up last time. Even there, you saw her knees, her thighs touching there to slow her down any bits at all. Anything more than your hands is going to be useful.
Oh, boy, that is a tough move to make. It's a bit of a blind turn. You're doing a bit of a 180 there, and your body is fully extended. If you don't have a good grip on that pole, you're going to do exactly that, slide right off.
Right here she is on the bound around. Made it look good, smooth. Now she pushes off of here. She kind of goes on past the hold. She didn't have time to get that second hand on, allowing her to slow down and hold on, so it peels her off right into the mat. Two competitors left to see if they can take down Jessie Lebrec.
On the platform now, Jordan Carr. Mentally preparing. You can see her walking her way through the obstacles while she's on the starting platform. Having that focus early on is critical.
Jordan Carr is tied for the youngest in this division with Kylie Hughes at only 13 years old, making fluid work. It looks like she's been doing those laches for all 13 years of her life.
It really does. And this is what we've been talking about all season. We have the teens, we have the youth, the new generation of athletes in the sport coming after the experienced athletes of Barclay Stock and Jessie Lebrec. So currently, Jessie Lebrec, our experienced athlete, is winning over the youth, but Jordan Carr is trying to upset that.
Side-to-side motion, getting a little bit of elliptical swing going. Here, this straight line here, you can see that it's going a bit sideways, which will really cost you unless you pull straight back right here. Again, a little bit sideways. You don't have to land on the green, though. Ooh. It's okay. It's okay. She can adjust here, but she's got to build the hype, though. She cannot give up mentally. She regripped. She went above her hand there, but the thing is that she's spinning in a very bad way, and she's not kipping to fix it. She's got to start working here if she wants this to end.
I think she's waiting for it to go all the way around.
I don't think you can wait that long. I think you got to fight it early. You got to be on top of fixing that swing, or it's just going to take too much time.
Oh, now going diagonal, looking so far away from the finishing platform and eating up so much grip strength right now.
You've got to start kipping. Now's your chance. That's a forward opportunity. You got to go now. Kip hard.
One more big swing. This is where it counts. Unfortunately, her left foot comes down on the gray mat. That is not a completion, and that is the end of the second run for Jordan Carr.
Everything looks smooth. Smooth moves here. She actually be able to bend that right foot awkwardly, but able to make the dismount. Here she comes on the ropes, though. She got herself swinging a little bit side to side. That caused that really just eating up the clock, time and grip strength on that final rope. Finally just going for the dismount and just wasn't putting her where she needed to be. She knew immediately, just stepped onto the gray, which is a DQ.
And now the final competitor to take her second run, it is Maggie Owen.
Maggie Owen, this is her home gym. Her coach, Jessie Lebrecht, the only one to finish the entire course. She got her hands on the last obstacle. Will she do it? Will it be the youth? Will it be the veterans? We're about to find out.
We certainly are. Mentor versus protege. Maggie sitting in second place right now, so she has the podium locked in, but she's going for first right now. Very clean through the Lachey lane. And a pep in her step. She is charging it right now.
Wow, soft touch there. Very smooth. Again, very smooth placement, just like we saw out of Lebrecht. Landing too surefoot and moving on. This is very important though. Keep your swing straight ahead. Always remember to pull back on the rope. That pull back right there, very important each time. Pulling back straight too. Grab a low here. There she went and adjusted. Keeping it straight. Tell the line there, going straight front to back. That's all right, using extra swings, not a big deal.
Nicely done. We saw on the run just before this, Jordan Carr got a little hung up on those ropes and it took her out, but not for Maggie Owen.
Maggie Owen not opting to rest much there, going right into the sea of poles. She's gonna need to split those legs on the backswing. Very high toss. That's what I'm wanting to see. I want to see really high toss where you got time to sink. Oh my gosh. And that is it. That ends the championship and her run. An amazing job. Here she is on the sea of poles. As she reaches across, didn't look like she got her hand on there fast enough to hold tight. She also didn't rest much before she got to this obstacle. She reaches out with one hand and tried to get the other on and never got a good purchase. Didn't wrap around very far beneath the other hand. Just peels out.
Let's go down to Marley.
Congratulations on an amazing end to your season. Top 5, first major, second major, and now second place in the championships.
Yeah, I still can't believe it, honestly.
So you were coached by Jessie Lebrecht. Knowing that today, hearing the uproar when she finished, I'm sure you heard it. How did you feel knowing that you were going to have to compete against someone who's not only twice your age, but is also your coach?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was really happy. I was screaming back there for her, and it made me more like amped up to get it myself. I think I just rushed that move and I slipped off the bottom, but yeah, I'm still pretty happy with how it all turned out.
It's a great end to the season. Let's keep focusing on the positives.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite thing about participating in the inaugural UNX season?
Definitely hanging out with all the girls that I don't get to see very often. Like, I love seeing my friends, and like we all get along so great, and so it's really fun seeing everyone.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you on the podium.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Marley. And here's a look at the standings for your women's final. Jessie Lebrecht, #1. Experience wins out over youth. Maggie Owen taking the second spot, and Jordan Carr rounding out the top 3.
It's just wild to me. Look at this top 5 placement, and 4 of the 5 are teenagers. The youth are rising up. Let's go. Rise up, young guns. Rise up.
And let's send it down to Marley, who's standing by with Jessie Lebrecht.
So first things first, congratulations. A huge win here at the championship, coming off of a huge win at Major 3.
Yes, thank you so much. It was so much fun, and I'm glad it's over.
Well, now that it's over, we're
Yes.
coming into the off season. What are you most looking forward to during the off season?
I think just honing on some skills that I need to work on, some weaknesses that I have, just kind of working on those things going forward so that way it's not a weakness anymore.
You are one of the names that is just synonymous with the sport of women's ninja. And when I talk to a lot of the young competitors, you are their favorite ninja. How does it make you feel to know that a lot of them are in the sport because of you?
It feels amazing because I know how much I love this sport and how much it helps me with my life and how I've grown because of Ninja in my life. And so the fact that they started because of me, but then they get that growth because they're now a part of it, it's a good feeling.
An incredible season, a well-deserved win today. Congratulations again.
Thanks so much.
This is it. The deciding run of the men's championship is about to get underway, and Marley Caden has been taking the temperature among the finalists. Marley?
Thanks, guys. Jake Murray is leading the pack with a near finish after a costly error caused him to run out of time. Our big shocker down here, though, is that Drew Drechsel and Daniel Gill are in our bottom 2 spots. Both men made very uncharacteristic mistakes on the same element, the trampoline. Now, Daniel says that he is going to make an adjustment in his next run. Drew, however, says he's going to do it exactly the same, just better.
Thanks, Marley. And first up in the men's division to take his second run, Daniel Gill.
Daniel Gill, at 26 years old, has had a huge background in training for this sport. He's proven himself an elite athlete in the sport. Didn't have his greatest run the first time. He would have told you that himself. Does have the injury going on his wrist, but is fortunate there's not a lot of cannonball grips in this course. I'm sure he'll link these laches here. No surprises there. He's got that move dialed, so I knew he was going to link those. Quick work to get around this bounce around obstacle.
You mentioned it during his first run. The body control is so on point. And then right here, this is where he went out his first run. This transition off the trampoline, and this time he's got it.
I was holding my breath. I know he's got trampoline skills, but gosh, that's just makes me nervous to see. Oh man, it looks like when he landed there, he rolled his ankle a little bit. I saw him just kind of working through it. He definitely rolled his ankle though. Fortunately, he won't need his ankle on these rodeo ropes. Great job, Daniel, not taking the bait of trying to go too early.
Excellent transition.
And that's on his first attempt on that obstacle. He did not get to this obstacle before. Not too much backswing here.
Oh, you saw the rope just inch.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's got to feel that in his hands. He's actually twisting the rope, which can bite the rope down. That can be helpful, but it's twisting his body, so he's not getting to where he wants to be. Muscles his way to the finish of that obstacle. Wow. Gritting his way through that.
Yeah, veteran move, making the corrections necessary, and to even have the stamina in his grip strength to be able to hang onto the rope suspended for so long, really powerful.
If you hadn't seen Daniel's Major 3 run, gritted through some stuff that kept him in the running to actually be here in this championship, go back and have a view of those runs. Daniel now, again, for the first time seeing this obstacle here. What is he eyeing up?
I think he was just trying to get his lower body activated to try to get the swing necessary to get him to the top of that board. Wow, very quick transition. And another one.
That's different beta. He didn't fold the board flat like we saw Jake Murray do. He kept it up and down vertically, then threw from that to that unstable bridge.
Wow, nice work with the heel hook there. You can use your feet on the boards, not on the bar. He shakes it out, gets a little more grip strength, and now he is on to the final obstacle.
It's almost like Daniel Gill is mad at this course. He's not doing the things he wants. You can see him just kind of frustrated as he shakes his head multiple times, but he's getting it done. He's using that frustration to do these obstacles. One obstacle standing in the way between him and this finish.
And now here it is, cutting corners. Daniel Gill, the first time he's on this obstacle, and just doesn't quite have the coordination or the grab to get it done.
As you see there, Daniel Gill coming off of that obstacle, rolling his ankle. Seems to be okay now, but as he was dismounting there, that was a struggle fest to get through rodeo ropes. Gritted his way off. Now he got into these board flip, and he uses a different technique to save some energy. If he hadn't used that different beta, he might not have made it through, and then was able to work his way and fight through that obstacle. And on the drive-by, kind of gets blocked by the top part of the blue board, never really getting a chance to grab a hold of the green. Drives by, kind of blocks it, not getting to the green and taking a dive.
And making his way to the platform right now, Drew Drechsel.
Drew Drechsel had some crazy beta in his first run. He was jumping off of the wall early. He landed and rolled his way, keeping it working, but then wanted to skip the whole trapeze bar, which honestly didn't save him a ton of time. But, you know, do what makes you feel comfortable, too. I think he felt good about it. And then he literally just stutter stepped a bit and fell off of the trampoline. I don't see him making a silly mistake like that again. Now, this is the spot we saw him dismount from. Way more cautious and controlled approach that time. I wonder why he didn't run into the trampoline. I think he wants to stop on it. No, just feels good, I guess. Now, Drew beta is its own thing. Drew has a plan and approach that doesn't work necessarily for everybody, but it works for him because he knows his motion and his movements.
Yeah, when he spoke to Marley after his run, he had planned on repeating that beta. I'm glad he made an adjustment, though. It doesn't save a lot of time, and that's definitely the safer bet.
What? If you saw there, Drew choked up really high on the rope. He had his hands very close together, not leaving a lot of room, not a big loop to place over top of that pole. So because of it, he just landed on the nose of it. And it was very tough. Drew very frustrated, I'm sure. That's not something he would normally slip up on.
Obviously a little bit disappointed with his performance here in the championship, but he came off a win in Major 3, a lot to be proud of here in this inaugural season of UNX. And now, Michael Torres.
Michael Torres having a little bit of slip up as well on the rodeo ropes. Did a great job, was able to make the turnaround grab, but then on his backswing just slid it off. A little too hard of a backswing on rodeo ropes. I know that if he gets there, he said he knew the mistake he made, so I'm planning on him adjusting and doing really well here in this run.
Came soaring into that wall like Spider-Man.
Michael Torres, known as a babyface ninja. So beautiful how he moves, but also how he looks. A lot of swing here. This is pretty high. I wonder what he's doing.
Big momentum,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, he changed that momentum to forward, so he was able to get there. That was a great correction. He had a lot of swing, though. He's a powerful guy, though. I don't think he likes to go halfway.
Now on to the rodeo ropes 2.0. This has been a brutal obstacle for these athletes today.
It was a ninja killer in Major 1. It's a ninja killer in our championship.
Look at that reach, like full extension.
That's not how you want to end up there. And he's able to do it because he's so strong. That's how you want to grab on. Under you, not ahead of you. There we go, Torres. Change the direction. Not too much swing. There it is. He's good. He's got good body control now. He's trying not to let it slide off. You can see him looking up at it multiple times.
Yeah, he's nervous about that. He's trying to correct his swing, too. His body is headed the wrong direction right now.
If he can go like Daniel and just pull through right here, very good. That's a lot of time on that rope, though. I know he's feeling it.
He is feeling it, looking to know what his time on the course is right now so we can gauge how much time he has to rest. And not a lot. He is getting right back into it.
No one has done it yet. No one has made it through this entire course. What beta will he go with here? As we've seen a couple different things. Looks like he was reaching for a hold on the backside. There we go. That's still a little better.
Well, you can see just how awkward it is, kicking his head back. I mean, now he has to swing and duck under, reach quickly around, but he's got it.
Oh, that's a powerful move. Now he's going to use that side swing to hop up to the bar. I know that doesn't feel good because you're back. You have to release at some point.
This is a dangerous move.
Wow, that's why it's dangerous.
No.
He decided to go with holding on two sides, swing side to side, and if you do that, you want to reach with one hand off to grab the bar, which causes the whole board to tilt. Changing his trajectory here, putting it right into the trampoline where he needs to go. Doing a great job on the trap and flap. Now on the rodeo ropes, very smooth all the way to this point. Had his same little struggle point, but worked through it. And there, as he throws up to that bar, releases one hand before the other, not getting enough of his hand around the bar, so it caused it just to peel off by the time he got his second hand there.
And next up to take his second run, Kyle Sodermann.
Sodermann with that primal scream, letting you know he is hyped and ready to do this thing. Sodermann, I don't know what he's going to bring to this course, but this is his last opportunity to send it or spend it. Spend it all out there.
Wow. Big moves through there. Made me a little nervous because if you knock that platform and it comes down, that's a DQ. Big punch.
Yeah, he did the little gallop step, the 1-2 on the trampoline, throwing his weight down into it. Plenty of height out of that. Looks calm and collected here.
Very calm and a quick pace so far.
Focus up here. Will he jump out to the second one to save one movement? Or does he want to focus his placement on the first one? Smart move.
Oh, and he whiffs again.
Yes.
An exact repeat of what we saw in his first run.
It's exactly the same spot, but that just proves how hard these obstacles are. The athletes that are getting on their first go are really just very talented athletes. Here he is throwing in the same position, missing just there on the pole, falling back on his back in the same spot.
That has got to sting. Kyle Sodermann has been so consistent throughout the UNX Championship Series. Here in the championships, just wasn't able to put together the runs he wanted. And now we are halfway through the second runs, and we have yet to see any of the men complete this championship course. But looking to turn that around and be our first finisher, taking his second run, Sam Folsom.
Sam Folsom at 16 years old here. Got the youth on his side, representing the young bloods out there.
I love that little dash vault move as well.
Yeah.
Throw a little parkour into the sport.
Heck yeah, man. He's running through this. He's kind of popping his way through even all those laches. Here he's got a little pep in his step. He is definitely going quickly through this course. His approach must be getting as far as he can, as fast as he can, which seems simple, but sometimes when you're thinking about completing all the obstacles, you don't rush. This is the moment of truth, though. The refining fire of this championship course has been Rodeo Ropes 2.0.
Skips that first rung. Took no break between the last obstacle and this one. He is a man on a mission right now.
He's getting a little bit of a little circular swing, and that's causing him to have to hop and throw forward, but he's figuring out, look at him matching the rope to turn around. What? That is a brave move.
Brave is the right word
wow,
for
look
it.
where he's facing now, just where he wants to. He's got to angle a little bit to his, yes, All he's got to do is angle a little bit to his left. Wow. And he makes the dismount. Doesn't waste any time here either. Goes right into the board foot.
Latches onto that board. He is on pace right now to be the fastest through this course. Can he keep it up? He's got that next one.
Oh, fight. Look at that hand. Oh, my gosh. Oh, he's working his feet up there. I thought he was coming loose of that. He's resting here, trying to climb his way up to that pole. He's probably going to have to build some swing. This does not look pretty.
Oh, it doesn't have to be pretty. He just has to get it done.
What is he working towards?
I think he's getting his...
Wow.
What? Yes. Sam Folsom introducing new beta, setting the pace in this second run to take out our top spot right now, Daniel Gill.
I really want to see him take a breather here, not rush this move. I want to see him make it. I want to see someone get to the buzzer. Rise up, young guns. This can be it. We've seen in the women's division, Jesse Lebrecht, veterans taking the first place. But here in the men's division, is it going to be a young gun that comes up?
We're about to find out. He's keeping an eye on the clock. He barreled through those first few obstacles. Now he's taking a much-earned breath. He wants to make sure that he has everything in his arsenal, all the gas in the tank to get through the cutting corners.
Our first grab. Done. One more. Cutting corners to go. This looks crazy.
It's so tricky. It's a blind release. Bit of a 180 in the air, going to the side.
Oh, man. Wow. To be our furthest on the course is amazing. On the rodeo ropes, this beta right here, the turnaround was so risky. You could see it literally moving as he re-grabbed on it. Now again, new beta hooking his heel to get up on top of that bar. Sam Folsom, the young competitor, bringing new beta to all the moves right there, just missing that right hand as the left hand did get a grab on it. That's placing that hand there was the difference between making and missing this obstacle. What an amazing run out of Sam Folsom.
And he's standing by with Marley.
So let's talk about something. What was it like today competing against some of the biggest names in your sport?
Definitely amazing. It was super fun.
And how do you feel knowing that you have beaten both of the biggest names in men's ninja and you are currently sitting in first place by 33 seconds at the inaugural UNX Championship?
Really good.
Really good.
Feeling really good. Whew.
Does it make that little fall there at the end feel a little better knowing that you didn't need to hit the buzzer to get into first?
Absolutely. A buzzer would have been awesome, but next year.
What has been your favorite part of the season so far?
I would say competing with the best. That's what I said at the beginning, and I still stick with that. It's a blast.
Well, congratulations on an incredible performance, not just today, but all season long. You've been so constant and great. You're very welcome.
Thanks, Marley. Not only is Sam Folsom competing with the best, he is currently the best, taking the top spot right now in this stacked lineup in the men's final.
Yeah, unbelievable to think we only have 3 more competitors to run. Sam Folsom sitting on top, but Daniel Gill, Drew Drechsel, both already having their runs out of the way. We just got to see Donovan Matoyer, Jake Murray, and Caden Lebsack yet to go. Will they best Sam Folsom?
And up next, Caden Lebsack.
14-year-old Caden lost his hat as he was going through this Lachey lane the first time. Could have affected his course run, honestly. Looks like he's keeping the hat this time.
Couple notches tighter on that hat.
Yeah. Genuinely, though, if you were running the course and you're used to wearing your hat and you have a lot of hair like him, I get it. I know what it's like. It does factor. So hopefully he keeps a little confidence in the tank right now. Still had an amazing run, even though that happened.
Caden so fluid on the course. Little double pump, reaching for that trapeze.
Yeah. So these athletes are in seclusion, so they don't know how far people made it. They may have heard some screams or yells to guess, has someone finished the course or have they not? All they know is they're out here to finish this course and do their best.
Real quick transition from the second to the third rungs there.
Looks like he's throwing his thumb on there to do the turnaround as well.
Boy,
what is he going
so
for?
Risky.
What? His hands are like vice grips.
Second athlete in a row to pull that maneuver. That is so delicate.
That's wild. And man, to show the control he had to come straight to that platform with only 2 swings, that's not to be overlooked because not only did that save him time, but saved him tons of energy. There you go, Caden. Working his way through the board flip. I wonder what beta he's going to go with here. Hooking his heels. He's got to work his way up to that bar. Full on bear hugging that thing.
It is such an awkward obstacle.
It is.
Oh, misses the first grab, but Caden putting his strength on display to be able to re-grab and now hang by one hand.
And yeah, Caden is a freak. This man's got some super strength. Now we have seen in majors before, as well as in this competition, accuracy and placement has been a factor for him. The strength is not. He is so strong, but he's got to place his hands just right on this cutting corner obstacle to be able to make it through. Still has plenty of time on the clock, though.
And here it is. Can Caden Lebsack be the first athlete to complete the cutting corners and finish this course?
What? No! The unthought of beta. Static grab. Now, I don't know if he can do that again, but oh my
goodness.
Gosh. Almost. What? The static swing grab, that's such a bold move because if you do peel, you're on one hand on that ring, which could cause you to fail that whole obstacle. Man. So as he turns around here doing the same beta that we've seen Sam do, that's such a tough move. Going to one arm as he reaches out there by his fingertips. That is unbelievable, literally unheard of. And as he throws for his, touching that, him and Sam are the only 2 athletes to actually get to that cutting corner obstacle on the second grab.
So far in this men's competition, it has been a race to the cutting corners, and Caden Lebsack came so close, just 4 seconds off Sam Folsom's time.
But you got to notice the youth rising up. Caden at 14, Sam at 16, the veterans falling behind in this top 5.
And returning to the starting platform for his second run, Donovan Matoyer.
Donovan wasted no time in the starting line, taking off.
Donovan is so fast. A lot of upper body strength. He was sort of locking off as he was linking those laches.
Yeah, he was pulling himself in such a way that when he landed, he was a little bit behind the bar so he could carry it forward. But he also has a very strong lock off. So when you have that kind of strength, you're going to kind of play to that throughout because a lock-off will give you control as well as range of motion. So very smooth move if you have it.
Boy, I am holding my breath right now for Donovan. You are fully exposed on the rodeo ropes 2.0 when you make that transition. And again, 3rd athlete in a row to pull this off. And they're in isolation. They're not seeing each other do this.
Yeah, that is wild. I don't know what got them started on that train of motion. That is such a risky move. And they're pulling it off like nothing. You're literally watching Donovan reach one finger over and lock it down to bump his hand above and grab both. It's a bold move.
Ooh. Oh!
What? Those
Can he get out of it?
There we go.
Wow, he makes the correction. A little bit of an elliptical swing.
I'm not sure if that was worth it, but I don't know. He's back on track now. What? He bumped it. He literally bumped into it with his shoulder, was still able to fix it, now resting his grip.
Locking the boards between the undersides of his knees, literally hanging by his legs alone. Reaches up and finishes that obstacle. Wow, we have not seen that obstacle completed like that by any previous competitor. Donovan Matoyer putting on a showcase right now.
Wow, Donovan, so impressive. He's gonna go take a nap. He's asking for his time. He's gonna take his breather. Literally, if he makes this moves, both cutting corner hops, he can win the UNX Championship.
Unless Jake does it also. Donovan is up, eyeing up the first ledge here and cutting corners. Oh! One-handed!
Wow!
It is impossible to state how much strength that takes.
This is it. It comes down to this move. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. If Donovan is not able to make that grab, it's got to be harder than I think. Here we see Donovan on the rodeo ropes making the turnaround move that's such hard beta, but proved efficient. Now this new beta skipping here on the board flip right to the second unstable bridge, then using a heel hook to rest upside down and shake out. Amazing run. Now hopping up to the bar, coming down off of this obstacle, catching his breath, into the cutting corner obstacle, the last obstacle that stands between him and a championship first place. What a crazy first grab, spinning all the way out like that. Whenever you spin open like that, it plays to your weaker muscle groups, but he's still able to hold on, and then there he goes and just missing the second cutting corner obstacle. One little grab and that backhand just misses.
Let's go down to Marley, who's with Donovan Matoyer.
Such a smooth, fluid second run you just had there. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Okay, so you're smooth, you're fluid, you're doing everything mostly the same up till we get to the Rodeo Ropes 2.0. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just skipped the board. How'd you get that idea?
I was looking at it going over the course rules, and I was like, that's a short distance for me to do it. Because I didn't want to go through the first board and exert too much energy, so I was like, let's go for that second board, and it worked out.
It did work out. So then you get to cutting corners. You took a small break there. Then you had a one-handed grab. At any point, were you like, I'm going to fall?
Yeah, I thought once my right hand stepped up, I was like, there's no way. I forgot which hand was up there, but it hung on there. I had a nice firm grip within the board, and it just stayed there, so I was pretty happy with it.
Then you have a reverse grip to swing to try to catch the second one. Did you think you had a shot, or were you just going for broke there?
I knew if I got my hands within the hold, I'll be fine, but I just completely whiffed it, and it didn't even go in. So I'm happy with that performance.
It was an incredible run. We still have yet to see a male finisher, but that was enough to put you on the podium, currently in second place with just one more person, so a guaranteed podium finish either way.
Thank you, and Jake's a strong competitor, and I can't wait to see what he does on the course.
Well, a great end to the season. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And with that performance, Donovan Matoyer takes the second spot, just 1 second off of Sam Folsom's time, squeezing his way between Folsom and Caden Lepsack. This is a competition.
Wow, yeah, we had two teenagers in the top three. Donovan hopping in there now, showing what the veterans got. Jake Murray's up next. He could bump another one out. Lepsack could be out if Jake really puts it together here. Jake Murray, the last to compete, could be our first to finish. Jake Murray has an amazing opportunity on his hands He's got the talent and skill. He's thinking through some stuff. He's got some beta in his mind for sure. He's a silly and outgoing guy, but he's actually very composed and really thinks through his runs.
Krista Ganji, the course judge, asking if he's ready. He's like, I think so. And here he is on his way through the Lachey lane.
At that point, it looked just like muscle memory to Jake, just kind of floating through all the connected Lacheys. Whoa, watch that leg, Jake. Tip over that red pad, and that's the end of your run. Oh yeah, he is floating. Little pops, little floats. Jake's in rhythm right here.
This is where it gets tricky. Rodeo ropes 2.0. Skips that first rung. A lot of swing there.
His swing is a little inaccurate too. It's not the way you want it to go. He's able to muscle through because he's so strong. There he goes, adjusting his swing.
What is going through his mind right now? Is he just trying to get it like a little crooked on that grab? He's not looking super confident right now.
He's actually grabbing pretty low on the rope, which can cause a little bit more elliptical swing. Looks like he's going for the 180. He does
Locks it in.
Fights it.
Now all that's left is the dismount.
Oh no, that's a little off. Oh, great job. Okay. He seemed to be like he was leaning a little bit to his left there, and I wasn't sure he was going to make it to the landing platform. Jake, though, still has time on the clock. Again, if Jake completes all the obstacles, he will take home a championship victory right here with this run.
With the pace he's on right now, he really needs to complete the full course in order for a shot at the podium.
Jake is doing the hard work here on the bridges to the last one. This is where before he uses climber strength, smart beta there, save his grip.
He is saving his grip, but the clock is counting down. He needs to make his way through the board flips and quickly move on to cutting corners.
And Jake grabs the wrong pole for a second time. Is called back, not disqualified though. He's got to be tired here.
There he is, he's got it. But again, the clock is ticking down. He's got to move.
This could be it. If Jake makes these grabs, he wins the championship.
He's got to move. It's time to go. Jake Murray, for all the marbles, can he get it done? The crowd cheering him on. We're holding our breath.
There we
He's
go.
got the first one.
One down, one grab to go between him and a championship victory. He's going backwards.
Big swing, dismount.
He makes the grab. Get off of there, Jake. Get off of there, Jake. You got to get off in 10 seconds.
Oh my goodness. And the clock runs out. He ate up all his momentum on the pendulum there. Just sucked all the momentum out of his swing.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Even though the clock is up, he's going for the finish anyway. Jake Murray runs out of time, hits the buzzer. Obviously that won't count, but wow, what a performance.
He went a little bit slower throughout the beginning of the course. Even here, grabbing the wrong bar and having to go back, literally came down to seconds. If he saved him anywhere, it would have helped. Making this crazy big corner grab there, but killed his swing so he could not get to that ring. He was the only one to make that grab and just that far away from a championship victory.
Our first man to finish.
Yeah.
Just needed a few extra seconds there for the buzzer to count.
Yeah, several, but at least I cleaned up the mess from earlier.
You know, the crowd was so excited, cheering you on, even though you knew you were out of time. You still decided to finish it. Was it for you or was it for everybody else?
Oh, both, for sure, both. And the ching was appreciated. Always helpful, gives you extra life.
Congratulations on an incredible season.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So Jake Murray finishing the course, but past the time necessary in order for it to count. He gets 5th place in this competition. Taking the top spot, though, Sam Folsom.
And by the looks of this final top 10 men, it was a race to get to the final obstacle. No one able to complete it in time. Everyone there separated by only seconds. Veterans and young guns in this running. What an amazing final.
Truly an amazing final. Donovan Matoyer placing 2nd. Caden Lepsek rounding out our top 3. What an incredible championship here in the inaugural season of the UNX Championship Series. Marley is standing by with Sam Folsom.
Sam, you have been such a steady competitor this whole season. You're making finals, but today you saved your 1st place finish for the championships.
Yes. Yeah, it was definitely hard through the first 3 majors, competing very, very poorly. Well, not very poorly on the last one, but not how I would like to in all 3 of them, and this really made it worth it.
Did you change anything in your mindset that really helped you today to sort of look beyond your performance in the first 3 majors?
My past performances usually don't affect my present performances for the most part. UNX kind of was a little bit different because I felt like the second to last obstacle was always where I would fail. This time it was the last obstacle, so yay.
That's okay. Everyone failed on the last obstacle today.
Correct, yeah.
Fastest, the farthest wins, and that was you.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was great.
So you have a unique training because you don't live that close to a ninja gym. So you actually have your own gym in a barn. Do you think that plays to your advantage in that you change out your own obstacles all the time?
Yeah, it does. I build obstacles all the time. I think that helps me with newer obstacles that I come across. I, for the most part, like Ethan Swanson's way of training with the danger builds the risk of not wanting to fall, and I do that in the barn. So usually I train without mats, which I feel like has always helped my training because it's more of a like I can't fall off any obstacle.
And will we see you again at UNX?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Looking forward to it. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marley. So that's all she wrote for what has been an incredible inaugural season of UNX. Congrats once again to our champions. For Marley Caden, Grant McCartney, and our entire hardworking crew, I'm Evan Dollard. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next year.